My name's Adam Short and welcome to UK Coastal Track. Well, it looks like Anglesea's coastline is going to be a little bit more difficult to negotiate than I'd first anticipated. There's an awful lot of private land around here, so I'm going to have to kind of try and stick within the laws as best as I can, which has kind of sent me inland a little bit. But I've come across Penman Priory and this interesting building. Let's go and take a look. Now, this is Penman Dovecot. It's a big pigeon house, really. Usually built in conspicuous buildings such as this. This particular one is very unique, as it's got this kind of tower with some steps leading up it. Nobody actually really knows what it's for. Generally the buildings were owned by only the wealthy and were a particularly good source of meat. Makes sense. I've now come across to the Priory, Penman Priory, 13th century building. It's not in bad nick, really. Could do with a little bit of work. Now, just at the back of the Priory, there is a place called let me get this right, Cereol's Well. St Cereal lived here in the 6th century, and until apparently quite recently, about the 18th century, it was used for pilgrimages. I'm going to find out a little bit more about that. I've followed the coast as far as I can. Unfortunately, there's a quarry over there and I can't get around that. And I've looked at the satellite images, and where I'm stood, there used to be a track that headed through here that would get me back to the coastline, but there's no way I'm getting through that lot. Gonna need to find another way. Well, navigating Anglesea's coastline is certainly not as simple as I was expecting it to be. Still, I like a good challenge. I've been asked on more than one occasion why I carry rope with me. This is a prime example. I'm up on a ledge in a cliff face here. I managed to traverse it most of the way, but there's no way I can get down at the end there. So I've backtracked to this point here where there is a reasonable drop, but it's too dangerous to climb down with my backpack. It'd be much easier without the extra weight. So I've tied the other end of this rope to the pack, and I'm just going to simply lower it down to the ledge below, and then climb down and collect it at the bottom. See you at the bottom. Well, this has turned out to be quite an interesting little stretch today. I found myself stuck here in this rocky prison. I think it's a good word. There is a rope that's been attached to the side of the cliff there, but how safe it is I have absolutely no idea, but at the moment it looks like that's the only way I'm going to be able to get out of here. This route could have possibly been a bit of a mistake. Well, that's the rope, and it's a hell of a long climb when you're carrying 27 kilos. Now I need to be sensible about this. One little slip of the foot and I'm gonna be down. And the rope that I used to drop the bag down into this this section, it's not going to be long enough for me to tie and pull up. At the moment I'm thinking about using Huli and maybe paddling around. I know I've got to get out of here. was a bit of a rush. Suffice to say, I climbed it. Please, don't do this at home.